Namaste, my friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me today in practice, listening to your body, honoring your body, and perhaps maybe even discovering something new about yourself, about your practice. I wanted to share with you today or talk about all the natural gifts that you possess within that are in abundance, that in the yoga world are considered treasure gifts. One that I can think of is kindness, another is empathy, and a third is, of course, love. They're all replenishable resources that if we just give the time to explore them all, to make them our own, to see where each emotion can lead, they can unfold and become part of our practice. They'll be returned to us over and over again. And then there are gifts that we could share with other people in our lives. So they're wonderful gifts. It's something to think about and consider as you practice. Kindness, empathy, and love. It's all a matter of being positive, finding that energy within and letting go of fear, letting go of abandonment that you may feel or pain, and instead focusing on all that positive energy that flows within, something that helps you find the transcendence of the universe, something that helps you connect with your inner self and perhaps even listen to your inner voice, that inner voice that we all hear inside our heads, that we struggle with and try to determine whether it's right or wrong, but it helps you to clarify, to think about what your inner voice is saying. So think about that as you practice today, those abundant natural gifts that you carry within you, kindness, empathy, and love. And let's begin practice today by honoring our body and finding a connection to the earth. Lying on our back bodies, coming down into a simple Shavasana. A nice, kind way to begin practice to honor the body. You don't need much support here because you won't be here very long, but just lay in a gentle Shavasana. Let Mother Earth receive you. And begin to notice the subtle movements of breath moving through your body. The connection of breath that encourages a gentle movement, encourages life, encourages calmness and peace. Let yourself settle. Let the thoughts that move through your mind begin to quiet. A gentle inhale and an exhale, preparing for a practice where you can honor your body, massage your inner organs, create the space that you need to find kindness, to explore empathy, and of course, to feel love. Asking yourself if you're capable of loving. Are you capable of receiving love? Find the breath, the seamless breath. Let it move through your body. A gentle inhale and a gentle exhale. Noticing how the body feels. Noticing where there's any tightness in the body today. where there may be blockages physically and emotionally. Perhaps setting an intention for your practice, a sankalpa. Asking the universe to receive all the goodness that you're creating in your practice. Asking the universe to share the goodness that you are generating with all those in need in the universe. And also inviting yourself, allowing yourself to receive. Let it come back to you. As you share, allow yourself to receive. A few more inhalations and exhalations. And then very slowly opening the eyes if your gaze was closed. Placing the soles of your feet on the mat and hugging your knees in. Squeeze your knees deep into your belly and massage your sacrum by rocking right and left. A gentle awakening. And then release your left leg long on the mat. Interlace your fingers behind your thigh and lift and lower your right leg. Just a gentle warm up for all your large muscle groups, your hamstrings, your thighs. Keep the right leg extended and point and flex the toes. Circle the ankle in one direction and circle it in the opposite. And then keep the foot still and tick-tock your foot from right to left, just activating different muscle groups in your ankles and your toes. Releasing, bending the knee, hugging them in together, again together, and massaging the sacrum. Let your right leg release long on the mat. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh and lift and lower your left leg. Again, warming all the muscles in your left leg. Extending the left leg long, pointing and flexing the toes. Circling the ankle in one direction, circling it in the opposite direction. And then keeping your foot steady and tick-tocking your left toes. Feeling a different movement, a different warm-up in your ankles and your toes. Hugging the knees in deep again. And releasing the knees to the right, your gaze to the left, and extend your arms in a T position across your chest. Inhale and exhale. Keeping your knees stacked. You won't be here very long, but if there's any discomfort, you can place a blanket or a folded towel in between your knees. Lifting your knees to center, letting your gaze follow. Hugging the knees in. And then letting your knees drop to the left as your gaze moves to the right. And your arms again open up in a T position. Inhaling and exhaling. Let your gaze move to the center. Let your knees follow. Hug your knees in again. Move yourself to your right side. Cradle your head. Your knees are bent and you're in your supported field position. Still finding the breath, realizing the subtle movements of your inhale and your exhale. And then slowly pushing the earth away, letting your head come up last, let it dangle, and find a comfortable seat for yourself, a Sukhasana. You can sit on a block, you can place a blanket under your buttocks to receive your lower body, whatever feels comfortable for you. Engage the belly, lift the crown, let the torso be long, and just settle into the moment. Revel in the stillness and the quiet. And then begin to turn the shoulders towards the back of the room. Shrug them up to your ears and let them slide down your back. And then reverse. They'll come forward. Just a gentle warm-up. Come to stillness and let your right ear move to your right shoulder, back to center. Your left ear to your left shoulder and back to center. And one more time to the right, very gently and slowly, mindfully with the neck. And one more time to the left. Let your chin drop towards your chest and your right ear moves to your right shoulder. Back to the center, left ear to left shoulder. Slowly return to center and move towards the right. Back to the center and towards the left. Return to the center and slowly lift your chin to neutral. Pause, notice and feel. And then gather your knees together and come into a table position. Your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Your toes can be tucked or the tops of your feet flat. And your belly is engaged, your navel towards your spine. Gaze down at the mat for a moment. Find your drishti point, your balance point. And then begin to lift the tailbone, the chest, and the chin as you move into dog. Tuck the chin, the tailbone, the chest. Engage the navel. Your hands are still planted into the earth. Move into cat. And again, inhale and lift. As you move the spine, create space. Massage the vertebrae. All the time thinking about the qualities within, the assets that are abundant. Kindness, empathy, and love. And one more time, inhale and lift to dog. And tuck, chin, tailbone, and chest, and move into cat. Return to a neutral spine and let your hands, your palm prints, walk up one length. Tuck your toes now if your tops of your feet were flattened. Press into the earth. Your fingertips are pointing toward the front of the mat. Hover your knees for a moment. Lift and send your hips up and back as you move into your first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. The hips, the calves, the hamstrings are probably still tight. So walk your dog. Pedal your feet right to left. Let it feel comfortable. Feel the elongation of the spine. Come up on your toes. And begin to let the soles of your feet move towards the back of your mat. Your head is very soft in between your shoulders. And breathe. Notice and feel. And then move your left foot a little bit towards the center of the mat as you press into the mat with the sole of your left foot. And inhale the right leg up behind you. Three-legged dog. Now if you begin to roll the chest forward just a little bit and bend the knee, you should be able to step the foot through. You may have to guide it there. Still press into the earth, find your balance. Lower your left knee, flatten the top of your foot, and come up into a low lunge. Move your hands in front of your heart center and then twist your lunge to the right. You can place your left elbow on your right thigh. Press your palms together to help with balance. Let your elbows rise and breathe, massaging the inner organs, emotionally creating space for all the discs in your body, letting yourself find clarity and peace. If you feel you have strength today, you can untuck the toes, extend your left leg, lift it a little bit from the mat, and find your twist that way. It's always nice to have a wall or something to help you with balance. Press the palms together for a little bit more balance. Find the breath. And then release your palms to the mat. Let your right leg come back to meet the left. And find your downward facing dog again. Still pedaling your feet. Finding what feels right for your body. Always noticing how the body feels. Sending the energy to the places in your body that may still feel tight. Move your right foot in a little bit towards the center of the mat. Inhale your left leg up. And find three-legged dog on the opposite side. Roll your chest forward a little bit as you bend your knee and step the left leg through, guiding it there, flattening the toes on the right foot. Coming up, Anjali Mudra hands. Pausing for a moment and then finding your twist. You can place your right elbow on your left thigh, press your palms together. And again, massaging the organs on the left side of your body with this twist. Emotionally finding clarity and release and peace. And remembering, if you want to stretch into your low lunge a little bit more, you can tuck the toes, lift, and find your twist. You have to see what feels right for you today. Either version or modification of the pose is fine. Release your hands to the earth, tuck your toes, and send the left leg back so that you can again find your downward facing dog. Body should be warming up now. So maybe the soles of your feet, when you pedal, can reach the earth a little bit more easily. Let your hands walk back to your toes. Hang in your forward fold, Uttanasana, for a moment. Still remembering to bend your legs if there's any tightness at all in the backs of your legs. Inhaling and exhaling. Let your fingertips walk up right above your knees, shoulder blades squeeze together, and gaze over the front of your mat for your half lift. Let the neck be long, the back long, and then release. Bend your knees. Inhale your arms overhead. Keep your knees bent, the soles of your feet pressed into the earth. You may need to readjust your feet a little bit as you sit back in chair pose. Your belly is engaged. Your knees are bent in line with your ankle. And your arms are alongside your ears. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly move the hands down in front of the heart center, prayer hands. And again, find a twist to the right. Twist your chair. Press the palms together. Gaze up towards your right elbow. Massaging your organs. finding peace and clarity. Coming to center and reversing your twist in the opposite direction. Come back to center. Lift into chair with your arms extended alongside your ears, pressing down into the soles of your feet. Find the breath and then release. Hands come down alongside your body, engagement of belly, soles planted into the earth, crown lifted, shoulders roll back. Gaze and your eyes soften as you find your mountain pose. Just realigning breath to your body. And then release, opening the gaze. Stepping your right foot forward till it feels comfortable. Bending your knees so that it's in line with your ankle. And readjusting your back leg in a stance that feels comfortable for you. All four corners of the sole of your back foot are planted to the mat. Belly is engaged. Your lower extremities are sinking to the earth while your upper extremities are rising and lifting. Extend and open your arms across the heart center. Gaze over the middle finger for your warrior two pose. Virabhadrasana 2. Feel all the muscles active in this pose. Feel yourself engaged and powerful. Recognizing all the gifts within, the abundant gifts. Kindness, empathy, and love. And then lowering your hands, straightening the leg. If you have blocks available, you can put one to the side now. And sending that back hip towards the back of the room as your torso reaches towards the front. Just lengthen and extend as you prepare for Trikonasana, the triangle pose. Now your right hand could find the earth, the ankle, or this is where you may decide to use a block on the medium side or the high side. Your left arm is extended towards the sky. You're rolling your chest up and back. Let your gaze be towards your fingertips, towards the middle of the room, or down towards the mat, depending on how your neck feels today. Inhaling and exhaling. And when you're ready to release, bend the knee just a little bit. Come up towards the long side of your mat. Maybe walk the toes back together again. Turn your toes out. Extend your arms and find a 5-pointed star. Lifting your crown, lengthening your torso. Inhaling and exhaling. Getting in touch with the subtle movements of breath through your body. And then turning in the opposite direction. So this time your left knee bends. The sole of your right foot is planted into the earth, all four corners. You may want to move your block up to have available. Let your lower extremities sink to the earth. Your top extremities rise. Your crown lifts. Your torso and spine lengthen. And your arms extend along the heart center. Gaze over the middle finger for your warrior 2, your Virabhadrasana 2. You can lower into the front leg if you like, still keeping that knee in line with the ankle. Feeling the strength in all your muscles, feeling the stability in your body. Being positive, listening to your inner voice. And then straightening the forward leg, letting the right hip move towards the back of the room, as you reach towards the front of the room, finding your triangle pose, your Trikonasana. Again, you can use your block to receive your left hand as you roll the chest, lift the chest, and reach the fingertips towards the sky. Gaze towards your fingers, gaze ahead, or gaze down, depending on how your neck feels. Let your right hand release, cartwheel down, surround the forward leg, and move it back so that you're in your downward facing dog again, your Adho Mukha Shavasana. Rest in this pose for a moment. Find the breath. And then release your right knee down to the mat, flatten the top of the foot. Release the left leg down and flatten the top of the foot. And come back, slide the hips back towards the sole of your feet, knees together, and find your child pose. You can let your arms lengthen long in front of you. You can receive your forehead with your stacked fists, with a block, or even with a rolled blanket. Or you can let your fingertips move towards the soles of your feet. Inhale and exhale. On your inhale, notice and feel the ribs moving apart. And as you exhale, let the buttocks move a little bit closer towards the soles of your feet. Find quiet in times of stillness. Let your body settle, knowing that you've been active. You've worked your muscles, and now this is a passive rest pose. Let yourself receive in these moments of quiet. And then very slowly lift your forehead. Your arms can release to help support you and come up. Just find a seated position for a moment, Sukhasana. And again, check in with the body, check in with the mind. See how you are feeling in this present moment. And then prepare for Matsyendrasana, a twist pose. So cross your right leg over your left, almost like you're in a little knot. Now this is a pose where if you have a blanket and there's any bone-on-bone discomfort, you may want to place the blanket in between your knees. Or you can even sit on the edge of a blanket, or usually a blanket is best, or a small bolster to encourage a forward tilt of your pelvis. Find what feels comfortable for you, knowing that in twists we are massaging our inner organs. We're releasing emotionally. We're finding clarity and peace. So hold on to your right knee with your left hand, and hold on to your right thigh with your right hand. And just begin to turn into the twist. Just letting the body see what it feels like as it moves into the twist. And when you're ready to complete the movement, you can squeeze your knees together a little bit tighter, and you can hug the knee into your chest, or you can just keep your hand on your knee. See what feels right. You may need to try both versions of the pose. And let your right arm release, and find the gaze as it moves towards the back of your spine, almost like a kickstand. And then begin to lift the crown as you root to the earth, engage the belly, And begin to find that twist, that movement, the upper body. Your head twists last. And see if you could look towards your pinky finger as you inhale and lift, and exhale and maybe twist a little bit more. If you feel comfortable in this pose and you feel like you've accomplished the twist, you can let your hand move in between that space between your legs. Maybe find the ankle or even the foot, depending on how flexible you are. The intention here is just to keep the spine long and breathe with the twist. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, lifting and lengthening, and twisting a little bit more into the exhale. And as you're ready to release, let the torso come back to center. The head slowly follows. The hands release from whichever arrangement or position you've had them in. Uncross your knees. Place the soles of your feet on the mat. Your hands behind you for support. And just rock the knees from right to left. Finding a little movement. And then preparing for your Matsyendrasana on the opposite side. So this time, sit on that right hip, bend into it and cross the left leg over. Find a little knot. Knees are stacked. And remember, you can use that blanket in between the knees, or you can sit on the edge of a blanket. Your right hand finds your left knee. Your left hand finds your left thigh. Just begin to twist the torso. See how it feels. This is kind of a warm-up for your twist. Do it as many times as feels right for your body. And then when you're ready to move into your twist, hug the knee in a little bit deeper. You can hold the knee close to your chest, or you can just keep your hand on your knee. Follow the gaze of your left hand behind you. Let it kickstand behind you. Just focus on your fingers, your pinky of your left hand. Lift the crown. Lengthen the torso and begin your twist. Let your chest twist first and then your gaze follows. Inhale and lift. Exhale and twist a little bit more. Soften your gaze if you like. Visualize all the beautiful colors of the chakras moving through your body. Allowing yourself to receive. Knowing that all the gifts, all the natural, abundant gifts that you possess, empathy, kindness, and love, are all there for you. As you learn to understand these gifts, how they work, how they make you feel, you can share these gifts with all those in your inner circle. One more inhale as you lift. As you exhale, twist a little bit more. And then release. Let the torso come back to the center. Let the head follow. Release your hands and carefully and mindfully uncross your legs. Soles of your feet on the earth. Hands planted to the earth for support. And rock your knees from right to left. And then come to turn on the long side of your mat. Extend your legs for a minute. Just find some gentle movement. And then let the soles of your feet return to the mat. You can take your fingers and place them right behind your knees. As you lengthen the crown, reach towards the sky. Lengthen the torso. And come right back on your tailbone. Don't go all the way down to your sacrum. You want to feel that movement right on your tailbone as you move into seated boat, seated Navasana. Inhale and roll back a little bit. And when you feel steady, lift the soles of your feet from the mat. And you can stay here, or you can begin to extend your legs long in front of you, your arms long in front of you with your palms down. Reaching with your fingertips, reaching with your toes, engaging the belly and lifting your crown. Inhaling and exhaling. Knowing that you're working all the oblique muscles, the stomach muscles, strengthening the muscles, finding a balance. And slowly release. Hug the knees in. Let the chin come down towards the knees. Inhale and exhale. And reconnect with the breath. Lift your head and let yourself come down to the mat, your back body. Slowly and carefully. Walk the soles of your feet up towards your buttocks. Your hands are planted on the earth as we prepare for a half shoulder stand, Ardha Sarvagasana. Lift the soles of your feet off the earth and just swing your hips so that you catch them with your hands. And keep your knees bent. Once you're in this position, your chin is tucked, your neck no longer moves. It's just a safety feature. So if you begin to extend your legs, you should see the tips of your toes. Feel all the weight in your shoulders, a little bit in your elbows. Try to engage your belly a little bit. If you're menstruating or for whatever reason, if you have unmedicated high blood pressure or any tumors in the chest or any issues in the upper body, the ears, the nose, don't do this pose. It's a contraindication. Inhale and exhale, knowing that all the lymph is draining through your body. If you feel comfortable, you can open your legs into a V. You can move your legs forward and back. And just find the breath. Stay here as long as you'd like. And when you are ready to release, try and bend the knees, move them into your chest again. Hands on the mat and slowly unfold, trying to keep your chin tucked right into your chest. Coming down last. And then moving your hands right behind your neck. Crisscrossing your fingers, lifting your neck, and letting your neck, your head move from right to left. Just releasing any tension that you might feel in the neck from your half shoulder stand. And then moving into your last pose, your resting pose, your Shavasana. If you have your blanket or a sandbag, this is a good time to just place it across the tops of your thighs, your abdomen, for support, to help calm you even more. Let your feet splay apart, your arms alongside your body. Roll your neck from right to left. Tuck your chin slightly. Let your gaze soften. And find release as you let go. Winding down your practice. Nowhere to go right now, nowhere to be, but in the present moment. In these subtle moments of quietness and stillness, feel the energy moving through your body, settling, traveling to all the places that were tight, that were blocked, physically and emotionally. And letting yourself rest. Letting the breath soften as you release and let go. Rest in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And as you are ready to release, open the eyes gently and find a deeper breath. Let it move through your body. Find gentle movement with your toes and your fingers. Bend your knees, soles of your feet on the mat. A nice stretch overhead, moving the body from right to left always feels good. Hugging the knees in again, massaging your sacrum. And then eventually rolling into your fetal position, your right side. Calling to mind your intention now, remembering it as a present truth. Thanking yourself for honoring your body, for listening to your body, for being aware of all the abundant gifts within you, kindness, empathy, and love, for recognizing that these treasured gifts, these treasured assets, can easily become a part of your practice, become a part of your way of life, coming back to you over and over again. Press into the earth with the support of your left hand and let yourself lift up, head dangling and coming up last, and finding your comfortable pose, your Sukhasana, your easy pose. Moving your hands in front of your heart center as your gaze is softened. Pressing your palms together, listening to your inner voice. Knowing that your yoga mat is your private place, your safe place, where you could come back to and return to at any time. To find peace, to see how your body feels. May you be guided by your heart, warmed by your soul, and lifted by your spirits. Namaste. And thank you for sharing your time.